One World Quickfire Debates brought to you by Concern Worldwide every lunchtime this week. My name is Haley Bennett from Hunterhouse College, and today we will be debating the motion, tech companies should act to stop online misinformation. Proposing the motion, we have Larissa Marinescu, and opposing the motion, we have Olivia McCormack. Please note the side of the argument have been selected at random and may not reflect the debater's personal opinion. And without further ado, I would like to invite Larissa to begin today's debate.
Hello, I'm Larissa Marinescu from Hunterhouse College. In this debate, I will propose the motion that tech companies should act to stop online misinformation. Primarily, I would like to outline the use of the word misinformation, defined by Oxford Dictionary as false or inaccurate information, especially that which is deliberately intended to deceive. There are approximately 4.5 million blogs posted internationally each day, by courtesy of TechJury. With so many sources available of online information, it has become difficult to distinguish what content is factual and what is not. Tech companies possess a significant responsibility to remove any misleading content that could cause harm of any sort. My first point is that online misinformation incites real-life violence. One notable instance of this was following Trump's tweets, where he claimed that the election ballots were fraudulent. On November 7th, 2020, Trump tweeted, "I won this election by a lot." Despite Twitter acknowledging that this was false information and putting a warning on it, the tweet garnered 1.1 million likes. It was Twitter's responsibility to remove these tweets, yet Trump continued to spread misinformation, which inevitably led to real-life violence. On January 6, 2021, a mob of violent Trump supporters attacked the Capitol building after a series of tweets made by Trump, where the former president encouraged the attack. Shortly after this, Twitter suspended his account. This ultimately resulted in the injuries of 138 officers. Monetary damages caused by the attackers exceed $2.7 million. If false information online can cause violence to this extent, what else can it do to society? Now that I've discussed how online misinformation incites real-life violence, I would like to move on to my second point. Online misinformation is not limited enough. When tech companies fail to limit the dissemination of dangerous misinformation online, almost anything could be said, even if it is something that goes against all scientific evidence. A YouGov survey recently found that just 66% of young people in the United States aged 18 to 24 years truly believe that the Earth is round. With sites like YouTube, where 95% of young adults in the United States are users, by courtesy of omnicoreagency.com, accommodating flat earthers, it is no wonder that misinformation gets spread so easily, especially to a younger audience. In fact, while researching, I even came across multiple articles on Google alone stating that the Earth was flat. In conclusion, this just goes to show how severe the issue of misinformation is and how tech companies must ensure that they are providing the truth. On to Olivia McCormack of the opposition.
Hello, I'm Olivia from Hunterhouse College. I oppose the motion that tech companies should act to stop online misinformation. I will oppose it on two grounds. Firstly, I will argue for the importance of free speech, and secondly, I will challenge the practicality of Ms. Larissa's proposition and say that it is impossible. My first point will be supported by J.S. Mill's statement in his book On Liberty, which speaks of the importance of freedom of expression and how it is foundational for progress. If we allow tech companies to act to stop this online misinformation as the proposition want, it would be directly interfering on people's free speech. Two essential pieces of literature which are important to our status as free people are the Human Rights Act of the UK and the First Amendment in the American Constitution. Source gov.uk and senate.gov. These are two documents which have underpinned the structure of our modern democratic society. Both of these documents reinforce that everyone has the right to freedom of expression, including freedom to hold opinions, and to receive and engage with information and ideas without the interference of public authority. This means that tech companies which have no link to public authority most definitely should not act to stop online misinformation. To interfere with the information they host on their platforms would be a direct attack on our freedom of expression. It is a vital part of democracy for people to think, argue and voice their opinion without the interference of a governing body, even under the guise of protecting us from misinformation. Let us not forget that governing bodies have a history of spreading deceitful information. This means that even if the companies were to take on the responsibility of tackling misinformation, it could still persevere due to the insidious nature of humanity. For example, in Russia in 1912, Pravda, the official newspaper of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, was one of the most influential newspapers. Despite its authority as a mouthpiece for the government, it contained many articles containing misinformation intended as propaganda. Source: Washington Post, 1987. All of this which stems from an appreciation of the importance of freedom of speech. Moving on to my second point. Tech companies acting to stop online misinformation would be practical. By looking at the statistics of data produced daily, tech companies simply wouldn't have enough time to thoroughly check for false information. In 2021, people created 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day, and in 2022, users sent around 650 million tweets per day. Source: Tech Jury. Could you imagine how much data is being produced in just the few minutes that I'm speaking? For example, research done in 2020 on the spread of misinformation around the wearing of masks during the pandemic estimated that spreading facts about the use of masks cost the NHS approximately £2 billion. Source: London Economics. Ultimately, tech companies already do their part of tweaking their algorithms, flagging certain inaccurate information, especially in regards to COVID-19, and banning offensive accounts. Source: Twitter.com. By acting any further would interfere with people's free rights, possibly bring in the issue of censorship, and give tech companies too much authority to make decisions which may be damaging to democracy. Back to you, Larissa.
Thank you. As you previously stated, misinformation would directly interfere on people's free speech. Freedom of speech is a vital part of our human and civil rights, but to what extent is something freedom of speech? Is it someone's right to speak freely, even if they are spreading lies and misinformation? I believe arguing that these are just simple opinions is dangerous. Lies and manipulation of facts have direct effects on real people, as we have seen in the Trump Capitol attacks. The European Union policy has premised upon the notion that misinformation is not per se illegal, but it is extremely harmful. The EU's high-level expert group emphasises misinformation can be harmful for citizens and society at large. Thank you. Back to Olivia McCormack of the opposition.
Thank you, Larissa. I do understand in times of crisis such as COVID-19, it may have been important for tech companies such as Twitter and Facebook to target misinformation to keep those a peace of mind. And I do agree with Larissa. However, a more effective way of stopping the spread of misinformation would be to stop engaging with the content. In order for a post to go viral, the post has to follow social media algorithms. So even by simply commenting on a post to claim that it's misinformation, it will be boosted to more people. Rather than focus on the tech company, shouldn't we be more focused on the users themselves? They're the ones spreading the misinformation. People are given a choice and can decide what they read and if they choose to believe the information without further research of their own. Thank you.
Thank you, Larissa of the proposition and Olivia of the opposition for taking part in this year's quickfire debates presented by Concern Worldwide. Do tune in tomorrow to watch another quickfire debate.